hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Let's see who's here. Who was here first? I'd like to know. Manello, thank you so much. And then there's Verda Sanchez, Ingrid Soares, Joya Moore, Gwendolyn Daniels, Lydia Washington, Angela Simmons, Jeannie Hyde, Dutch Minot. Let me see, Lorna Williams, Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer. And let me see who else. I love saying Connie Balmer. Elaine Parker. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. Sorry about that. You know, sometimes when it's dry, I split my lip. It's healing, though. It's healing. But yeah, it was bad for a minute there. But you know, I'm not the most rugged person in the world, meaning that I don't vacation any place where there's no air conditioning. So when people ask me, why don't you go here or go there? Um, I don't care about the daytime. I could sweat all day. But when it's time to sleep, I want some AC. Hello, Lambert Charles, Tesla Dawkins, Hope's Garden. Who else is here? Ella Gully, thank you for being here. V. Brom, No VD. Okay, I'm going to scroll all the way to the last. There we go. Connie Balmer again. Very cool. And then Angela One Love. All right, so let's get started. Maybe we can get out of here in an hour. I'm not in a rush or anything, but you know, I've been doing these 3-hour marathons, and I'm just like, what in the world is there to talk about for 3 hours? So I'm going to see if we can take it down a peg or two. I feel like I'm missing some stuff because it was some juicy gossip on the interweb, on those Twitter streets. And anyway, I have some of it, but I don't think I have all of it. And man, I just hate the idea that I'm missing something. But anyway, if you guys have some gossip, please throw it in there. Nothing, you know, vicious or malicious, of course. Nothing that would, you know, make things awkward for the Sussex squad. But yeah, but do that, right? Okay. Oh, this is a scathing report from the Belfast Telegraph. Is that right? I've seen. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to do that one tomorrow. Let me screenshot that so I won't forget it. But see what I mean? Oh boy, it's some good stuff here. Let me tell you what it says right quick. I've seen lavishness of Coronation has no place in today's world. And this story is by Suzanne Breen, Breen. Nobody with a progressive bone in their body could be comfortable with the pantomime that played out yesterday. Now, when someone says pantomime, then you know, wait a minute, is this free to read this story? Oh no, they want you to do a subscription. That's okay. I'll find a way. But yeah, so anyway, let me get rid of that for now because we got stuff to do. We got stuff to cover. All right, so let us continue then. Hey, Mackenzie, Andrew Bodie, and of course, Dorothy Ross with the hugs. And who else is here? Elizabeth Anders? Yes. Okay, let's continue. So, what's coming up for the Sussexes? And you guys let me know if I miss anything. So, the Duke of Sussex has a court date in June. So, the trial begins tomorrow, right? Duke of Sussex, 38, of course. There we go. I didn't write this myself. Is expected to testify in early to mid-June. The citing lawyers and a preliminary schedule of witnesses the trial itself begins May 9th, right? May 9th. So, as people were wondering if Harry might stay over for the sake of the trial, um, they had announced some time ago that Harry would appear in court for his testimony. I think he's going to take the witness box, and that will be in June. So they actually arranged a schedule amongst the assorted lawyers and such to make sure that no one had to just sit around, because this case being such a high profile case, and of course involving the likes of Sir Elton John and other people, then obviously you are going to have that very awkward situation that people may not be available or readily available for the trial. So this gives people a chance to do other things besides sitting around waiting to be called to the witness box. I guess this is something that happens all the time, but then again, I'm not a big shot, so these kind of things have never applied to me. But yeah, so hello, Teresa McDougall, Angela Dumbuya, and who else is here? Faith Fathu 01, right? Okay. Oh, Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And happy Monday to you. Okay. All right, let us continue. Oh, Andrew Bodie, thank you for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Monday to you as well. All right, and then of course there's the Invictus game, which takes place in Dusseldorf, and that will be held the 9th through the 16th of September. And just like other prominent events such as the Olympics and World Cup, Super Bowl, there will be an opening. Well, actually, Super Bowl, do they have an opening and closing? Yeah, I guess they have an opening ceremony. They don't have a closing one, but they, have some patriotism at the very beginning. But yeah, so let's say like the Olympic Games, the Special Olympics, the Wounded Warriors, they will have an opening and closing ceremony. So some people choose to do one or the other or both. Some people don't stay all week. As you know, last time the Duchess of Sussex, when they were in The Hague, came in for a couple of days and then she was gone. So yeah, so that is. Oh, by the way, I think I'm going to get a new chair. You guys hear that? Oh, this chair has been like, get off of me. You're too heavy. So I'm going to swap chairs soon, I think. But in the meantime, you just have to listen to my chair. Fun, right? I know. Anyway, so that is what's happening. And then, you guys, please let me know if I'm missing something. There is Meghan Markle to be honored with the 2023 Women of Vision Awards. Ceremony will take place May 16th in New York City, right? And then, of course, the Duchess of Sussex has received a Gracie Award for her work on her Archetype podcast. The Gracie Gala will take place on 23 May at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. So there's that event coming up. And aside from those, I can't think of anything else. So it's been so much happening. And I went through all of my notes and all of my slides and everything, and I could not think of anything else. So if you guys can think of something, please let me know. Now, for me or for the chair, because there are certain parts of my body that squeaks and moans and pops and cracks. So are you sure? Because it's something about being a over-caffeinated, chubby baby boomer. I am also prone to making some of the most ghastly sounds you've ever heard of in your life. I mean, just whining and moaning and popping and cracking and wincing. And that's just getting up off the toilet. So, Jael, good morning to you, or good afternoon. I think it's morning. You're in California, right? Hello, everyone. Baron, buy some oil at Home Depot for your chair and it won't make noise anymore. Okay. No, actually, I have some oil here. The kind with that little nozzle on the, it has that little straw that comes with it, that little attachment, just for such an occasion. So, yeah, I just need to find it. And you know where it is? Probably with the refills for my ink cartridges on the printer. I needed to print something yesterday so I could send off my taxes, and I cannot find those ink cartridges. Or should I say, I cannot find about $80, and I'm pretty sure I never opened them. And they're always, oh, anyway, I'm not even going to get started. I talked to myself last night trying to sort it out. I'm just like, okay, where did you put those ink cartridges? I cannot find them. So I will have to dig around for them, but I know they're here. I know it. I can see the boxes. Canon, red and white boxes, black lettering. Can't find those darn things anywhere. So, but I made a heck of a mess looking for them. You ought to see this place. It looked like somebody ransacked the place before and after the search. Okay, now check this out, you guys. I love, love, love this illustration. This is gorgeous. I don't know who did this. However, if you guys have gone to the community tab, you may have noticed that on the community tab, there's an image that looks just like this. Well, there's an article in the New Yorker. That is the magazine, not the New York Times newspaper. Well, in the New Yorker, there's an article about the ghostwriter, Mullinger, or whatever his name is. But there's an article about the ghostwriter, and it is fabulous. It is fabulous, and it is making the rounds. Everybody is tweeting and retweeting and sharing some more. So in said article, they are discussing actually, he's discussing his time that he spent with King of Kings, Prince Harry, and about how his life has been affected by writing this book. As he's talking with Harry and learning about Harry's life and about how there's so much press intrusion and how the institution has mistreated him, then all of a sudden his name was leaked, and he did not want to leak his name. So it's a pretty lengthy article, but here's the good news. There's also Marjorie. Oh, good. You've already read it. Great. Yes. Oh, you didn't. Okay. I was reading it, not quite finished yet. It's lengthy, but there is an audio that you can click on the actual article that will play it out for you. And I think it's like 48 minutes long, 48 minutes long. So it is a lengthy article, but what could I say? It comes from a writer. Yeah, so if you guys get your opportunity to do that, you will have a chance to hear some perspective from the writer as well as from and his accounts of spending time with Harry. I mean, it's very, very interesting. I had to kind of jump forward because I had to prep for it today. But let me see if I can let you guys listen to a bit of it. Let me see here. Actually, I'm not sure that that's going to work. But when you click on the New Yorker, just beneath the photo, at least on my PC, that's where it is. It says, listen to this story, and it is 48 minutes and 15 seconds long. Or you have a nice lengthy article to read, either one. But very interesting. I loved it, and everybody is going on and on about it. So do make sure you check it out. Let me see here. Hello, Eva Marga, Nancy Herlock. Good morning to you. And who else is here? Teslin Dawkins. Good morning to you. So let me see if I can figure out how to let you hear some of that. Okay. We'll just sample just a little bit of it, and then we'll continue. Let me see here. I can do this. Nobody help me. I got this. Please, nobody help me. No, I promise you. I am a big boy now. I can do this. Okay, so I'm looking at the phone tab. Okay, I've only looked at this on my computer, but now that I'm looking at my phone, I don't see how you can listen to the audio. Maybe it's at the bottom here. God, that is a long article. But it's so darn interesting. Trust me, you will love it. You will love it. No thanks. All right, so I cannot find the audio here. But yeah, you'll see it when you go to it. So sorry, folks, not able to share in the moment. Oh, here it is.
Autumn presents Personal History, published in the print issue of The New Yorker with the headline The Ghostwriter, written by J.R. Moringer, read by Eric Jason Martin. I was exasperated with Prince Harry. My head was pounding, my jaw was clenched, and I was starting to raise my voice. And yet some part of me was still able to step outside the situation and think, this is so weird. I'm shouting at Prince Harry. Then, as Harry started going back at me, as his cheeks flushed and his eyes narrowed, a more pressing thought occurred. Whoa, it could all end right here. This was the summer of 2022. For 2 years, been the ghostwriter on Harry's memoir, Spare, and now, reviewing his latest edits in a middle-of-the-night Zoom session, we'd come to a difficult passage. Harry, the close of grueling military exercises in rural England, gets captured by pretend terrorists. It's a simulation, but the tortures inflicted upon Harry are very real. He's hooded, dragged to an underground bunker, beaten, frozen, starved, stripped, forced into excruciating stress positions by captors wearing black balaclavas. The idea is to find out if Harry has the toughness to survive an actual capture on the battlefield. 2 of his fellow soldiers don't, they crack. At last, Harry's captors throw him against a wall, choke him, and scream insults into his face, culminating in a vile dig at Princess Diana? Even the fake terrorists engrossed in their parts, even the hardcore British soldiers observing from a remote location, seem to recognize that an inviolate rule has been broken. Clawing that specific wound, the memory of Harry's dead mother, is out of bounds. When the simulation is over, one of the participants...
Okay, so that is where we'll leave it for now. But again, it is very interesting, so make sure you go and check it out. All right, so let's move on, you guys. Well, there it is. Notes from Prince Harry's ghostwriter. Now, and again, on the community tab, which is at the top of the menu, when you go to the homepage for Royal Sussex, it is the very last thing that I posted, so you cannot miss it. All right, very good. All right, so let me continue because I got a bunch of stuff to cover. Let's see, Daria Iglesias, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. All right. Okay, we're all caught up. Thank you very much. Novi D, I didn't mean to make you sad this morning. It's actually but believe me, it is that's not the whole of the article. So make sure you check it out. Sorry about that. Okay. Right. So right there, Dior was one of the squaddies reminded us that not only did Harry sport the Dior look at the coronation, but if you take a look on the right side, Harry is in a Dior suit at the United Nations. Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, suited up in a navy Dior ensemble by Kim Jones, same person that made the other suit, the morning suit, to deliver an address to the United Nations General Assembly in New York on International Nelson Mandela Day, right? So very, very cool. Okay, Costello, I loved it. I loved it. Again, it is a long read, but there is the audio, like you just heard it. So you could like multitask, do your dishes, cook your food, drive to or from work, or whatever, and you could just listen to it. Dorothy Ross says, I watched the tape I watched the tape that Barron put out showing Harry and Meghan looking at flowers after the Queen had died. What was that beautiful piano piece playing in the background? I know it. I don't recall. But if I can locate it, I will definitely share that with you. But it was some music in the public domain, which is the only reason why I was able to use it. So I've used it a few times, and yeah, I love it. It was very beautiful. Perfect for the video. So thank you so much for asking about that. Okay. And let's continue here. Yeah, he does wear it well. Now, this is some of that AI artwork. This is yet another. There has been 3 of these floating around. I used one yesterday, and then this is like the second one that I found. But yeah, these are gorgeous. Of course, we all know the Sussexes. They are not. How do you say? They're not promoting that side of their lives anymore. However, people who choose to refer to them as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are perfectly welcome to do that. But it's just call me Harry. You can just call me Meghan. That is how they are. They were very California, even in the UK, and they're still very California. So it depends on the circumstances whether or not people want to use those titles. But I guess people are welcome to choose to use them or not. But either way, Harry just loves for people to call him Harry. Um, yeah. So, and let me see. I'm looking for the one from yesterday. I'll show you that one right now, and then I'll show you the next one. There it is. Aha! There it is. Now this one looks super, super realistic. Love this one. It looks super realistic. And then there is back over here. This one. This one. This one. Aha. Love that one too. That one is pretty cool. So it's kind of awkward because they're not all about that fuss, but in a romance novel kind of way, I'm here for it. That's all I can say. In the very romance novel sort of way, I am here for it. Let's see here. The true Queen and King, absolutely gorgeous picture, right? Yeah, that AI thing is just, you know what, guys? It is here, and we just have to people are kind of nervous about it because they're not really sure how people will apply the technology or if they're going to do something dangerous with it. But stuff like this, you wonder how could it go wrong? Well, it can. So Manello says, I was watching another squad podcast. You guys may have mentioned it earlier. I don't know. Seems Rags are so obsessed with Harry. They followed him back to LA. Yes. Yesterday, they had a photo. They were running a photo of Harry. Actually, they ran a photo of the SUV that he was in when he returned back to LA, which, okay, that was it. I did not see any photos near his home or anything like that. And yes, there are some images of Meghan out walking. I actually saw those yesterday before I started, but that kind of creeped me out a little bit. So, of course, I enjoyed seeing our Duchess, but I did not choose to use the photos just because it kind of creeps me out a bit. So, yeah, it just seemed kind of intrusive. I think it was a little intrusive, but um, how do they say it? Recollections may vary. But let me open up another. I need to open up another window so I can see what you guys are seeing. There we go. All right. Okay. And perfect. Okay, there we go. There we go. Perfection. Thank you so much for your patience. All right. And then hey B10 pal, thank you so much for being here. So, yesterday I had another video and I neglected to share it with you. And you probably have already seen it here, there, and everywhere, but I'm going to play it anyway. So, yes, that video. That video celebrates the people's princess, our Queen of Hearts, and I'm so glad. I guess I have this fear that people will forget, and I don't want people to forget. And there's actually a video that I cannot share with you because it has music in the background. But this kid is on Twitter. No, I'm sorry, not Twitter. He's on the TikTok, and he made the case. He made the case for standing up for the Sussexes, for Prince Harry in particular, about how the family and such mistreated him. And it was so refreshing and reassuring to see that this young man had taken the time to make that video. And of course, he totally, you know, blasted the idea of the coronation, which is good to see that the young people get it. So I was very, very pleased with that, because I don't want people to forget. And that's just like my big worry is that there has been so much rewriting of history and gaslighting that it really, really tears at me. So there you go. And then, of course, can you direct me to Westminster Abbey? So I decided to rework that video that I made yesterday, the one from the coronation. I decided to rework it because I got a big kick out of that. So I will do that for you right now. And I know you guys are absolutely Oh, let me see here. Okay. Yes, I hope this is the right one. Okay, one more time, you guys. So yeah, I don't know if you could tell, but not only did I manage to um, get them to go the other way, but I zoomed in a little bit further. So if you notice, I'm going to give you a little uh, background. Right there, it's all the same video, but it's looped 3 times. Now, right there, you can see he's going one direction, and the soldiers are going that same direction. So obviously, I flipped it. So now he's going the other way, and so is the soldier. So that was fun. That was like my big project last night. So, okay, one more time and then we'll continue. But yes, I had a lot of fun with that. Also, I took the liberty of speeding up the film. So, anyway, that was fun. Elena says, I don't like seeing Harry and Meghan in the royal regalia. Not only does it give the haters ammunition, but why would they want those blood-covered crowns on their heads? Yeah, absolutely. I agree. You know what? It's just for fun. You know for sure that the Sussexes do not want those things. Let me see here. Shay says, that's because they can't find anything of substance to talk about. They have no working brain cells in their heads. Is that a continuation of something else? I'm sure it is. Okay, let's move on. So, right here, Prince William snubs Queen Camilla during heartfelt speech to Father King Charles. Prince William has appeared to snub Queen Camilla during a heartfelt address honoring his father, King Charles III, after the coronation concert on Sunday. Reports had earlier claimed Prince William was to give a heartfelt show of support for both Charles and Camilla, right? That did not happen. During his speech, the prince raised his father's accomplishments in campaigning for the environment and creating the Prince's Trust Award, which has helped over 1 million disadvantaged young people. The heir to the British throne referred to his late grandmother's declaration of hope for the future during her own coronation and said he knew she was fondly keeping an eye on them. Sorry about that. As my grandmother said, when she was crowned, coronations are a declaration of our hope for the future, William said. And I know she's up there fondly keeping an eye on us, and she would be very proud, be a very proud mother. So, okay, so that's what he said. But look at that. So there is very smug Prince William giving his speech. I have to say, he looks very clean, elegant, all that kind of stuff. Fine. Money does that for people, not for everybody. I mean, look at the newly minted Queen Consort, but he looks good. He gave a stirring speech in the smuggest of tones possible. But then after the speech, look at Camilla. Her face is broken. her face is broken. Her spirit's wounded. And I'm going to tell you why. Because at no point in that speech, did he bother to mention her. Not in the least. No mention of Camilla. All of the accolades that he shared for his father, the quote for his grandmother. Now, it should also be pointed out that he did not mention his mother either. But, of course, his mother is no longer there, due in part to some dark forces that Harry has spoken about in the past. But then there's Camilla right there in front of him, and he had absolutely nothing to say. And perhaps people just assumed that he was going to say something. I mean, because think about this, you guys. There were two people that were crowned yesterday. There was the heir to the throne, and now the sovereign, Charles III. And then, of course, there was his emotional support, Camilla. Queen Camilla, the queen consort. Now they just want you to say Camilla. And as we know, there's not really much love for that term, Queen Camilla, in the family. We've already gone over this. And so this is like the most obvious, because we heard a quote from Princess Anne, right? We've gotten a quote from someone who could be a very reliable source, maybe, maybe not. But then when you fast forward to yesterday's concert and William giving that speech, and you guys, I would love to, actually, I don't love, why would I say that? Because I don't mean it. I was going to say, I would love to say it ends right there, but it did not. It did not. So for a little background, let me do this. Gonna share this with you. Okay, where is it? This right here.
No, I totally agree. David Emmanuel, you don't feel you can accept Queen Camilla?
Well, look, it's highly charged, the whole situation. I'm behind the scenes, goodness knows what's going on. But, yeah, that's what we were sold on, weren't we? It was, I understood from Her Majesty the Queen, she said she should be Queen Consort. Now, suddenly, she's now going to be Queen. And it's very difficult because a lot of people have told me they're unhappy about it. So I'm not surprised by the polls at all. But I did hear, I don't know if you know this story, I heard that there was a coronation dinner, which obviously the King and Camilla was there. And apparently the Princess Royal, I don't know if you heard this one, the Princess Royal said, "You're not Queen, you're the Queen Consort." Did you hear that one? That's spinning around.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Now, I'm not one to spread
Wow, that's
gossip.
a fascinating
This is what I've
revelation.
heard from quite a few sources. Yep. And it was a big...
Goodness gracious me. So,
yeah, there was a big
So to clarify,
showdown.
you have heard that Princess Anne said to Camilla's
Yeah.
face
You're
that
not
you were
queen.
Queen Consort, not Queen.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I
Pretty
hadn't
sad.
heard
So you can
that.
imagine in the Abbey, I mean, it's going to be so emotionally charged. You've got Diana's sister, Diana's, the Spencers will be there, Camilla's children will be there. And what are they all thinking? What is the country thinking? You know, it's a lot of emotion, but we have to remember it's a religious ceremony, of course. And, you know, we have to remember he was being bred to be king. It was always understood he was going to be king. And there's a lot of stuff that's happening. Well, Patrick would know more than I, but...
Well, I mean, I think that's fascinating because, Dan, one of the reasons I think there is so much doubt over Camilla's status in people's minds is the kind of game of semantics that the palace has played with this over the last 25 years. You may remember, Camilla was, first of all, just a friend. And then she was a non-negotiable friend. And then, okay, she was a lover. It's hard to deny after some of the tips we heard. But the the official line then was, yes, but there is no chance that Charles and Diana will separate. And when they did separate, there's no chance they will divorce. And when they divorced, there was no chance that Charles would remarry. And if he did remarry, he wouldn't marry Camilla. And if he did marry Camilla, she would not be anything more than just behind the scenes supporting her man. And then she might be princess consort, he ascend the throne, and then she was queen consort, and now, hey presto, she's queen. They've been playing games with us. It's a series of half-truths.
Absolutely. We've been drip-fed, haven't we, really?
And of course, we should point out that the Queen...
Okay, so there's that. So I guess when you take the measure of that possible thing happening, to be fair, we don't know for sure, then you get to this point where William gives a speech elevating, raising, praising his father, but says nothing for his stepmother, who also was crowned that very day. And then this happened. Okay, wait. Okay, there's this, right? I mean, this is one image. This is another. She looks devastated. But watch as Princess Charlotte forgets to curtsy to Queen Camilla at the coronation concert, and her step-grandmother had the sweetest reaction. So Camilla tried to kind of play it off, but I didn't want to put the video up, so I took a couple of screenshots. But as you can see, Charlotte's head dips down to curtsy to, and she's tugging her dress so she could curtsy to her grandfather. But then when Camilla's walking past, she turns her head. Now, it could be that she wanted to make sure that her brother, who's actually the older brother, is doing the same. I don't know. But then take a look at this. Last night at the coronation concert, Prince William did not acknowledge the existence of Queen Camilla during the short and cold speech. Also, he turned his back to her when she arrived. Did not bow. Question: why is the British media suppressing this escalating and now public feud between the king and heir? Now, this is also on the heels of the coronation, in which the Cambridges were running late. They were running late. So they were running late for the most important date in Charles' entire life. And then for the night of the concert, he does not mention her in the speech. He does not mention his mother, but he does quote his grandmother. And he gave his father all kind of praise for the Prince's trust, for his stance on the environment, and so on and so on and so on. But nothing for his stepmother. And it seems like the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, because then Charlotte does what she does. And I'm not sure what Louis did. I'm not Louis, but George. I'm not sure what George did, but this right here is the story. And there is little, I don't know that there's any reference to it. So far, by the time I finished prepping for today, it seems as though the tabloid media is, holding rank, and nobody is going to say anything about it. But this just lets you know that the invisible contract is real. And I don't know if William has gone off the rails, but take a look at that smug look on his face. What is that all about? What's it all about, Willie? Is your speech only for your pops. What's it all about, Willie? Okay, Leg says, Leg says, Camilla is like, it's wait, it's on okay, I can't say it, but it's on thank you so much, Legs. But yeah, go figure. There is like, what do they say? There's a barbecue at Twin Oaks tonight. Yes, there's gonna be a barbecue at Twin Oaks tonight. Now it's obvious. Before it was just kind of like, okay, let me go back and look at some of your comments because I'm just excited. Oh, William ignored Camilla because he worries about his popularity, and elevating Camilla in the speech it was going to be unpopular. He puts himself first. He's going, well, it would make him look magnanimous, right? And that must be true because otherwise, where would I find big words if it wasn't true, right? So it would make him look like the bigger person. So it's not like he would have a lot to lose except for his dignity. It's not like he would have a lot to lose. But all I could say is he made the choice to not mention her. And I'm going to assume, because his mother died as well. That was his mother too. So I'm going to assume that it was out of respect for Princess Diana that he chose to, withhold anything about Camilla in his speech. It just makes sense. But it's got to be glaringly obvious to everyone seated behind them and look at Rishi Sunak. He don't know which way to turn, but it has to be obvious to everyone. And look at Rishi Sunak's wife, whatever her name is. Look at her like, look at her back there. Looking like the cat that ate the canary. I don't know. I love it though. I'm here for it. I am here for it. It's just shady and malicious, and I love it. Let me see. It looks like they managed to get the 8 people of color who supports the royal family in that photo. I know. It's one guy that looks familiar, but I don't know who he is. Let me see here. Anfu says, Egghead's problem will now begin. I see him and his family cowering. You know what? Listen. They made another video the day of the coronation. I believe, okay, this is what I believe. I believe that the Cambridges or the Welleses, they have kicked into high gear during this coronation. They are making it so much more about themselves than about Charles and Camilla. When they were late, I believe it's because they were making some promotional video, I think, to put on their YouTube channel or something. And then for this event, they have a behind the scenes, they have a videographer that they hired. There's all this slow motion and dramatic music or hip music or something like that. So simultaneously, they are present for Charles and Camilla's coronation, but at the same time, they are doing like this big slick promo for themselves so that you will, keep the focus on them as the future. And William has to do this because Charles marrying Camilla and Charles being anointed in the house of the Lord along with his mistress. You guys, I cannot stop thinking about that. This Charles has been ordained the head of the church. He's when his mother died, he became the head of the Church of England. And it's just not reasonable. It does not make sense that this is playing out in front of the world, and we're all supposed to pretend like we don't see it. We're all supposed to ignore the fact that the emperor has no clothes, or the emperor has his side piece on the throne with him. Stuff like this is not supposed to happen. This is the same thing that kept Edward the Eighth, that is, off the throne. All that stuff about him being a Nazi, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think at the center of their aggression against him was based on his relationship with a twice divorced American named Wallace Simpson. All that Nazi stuff, I believe that was just a little something extra that they promoted because it's just too convenient. It is too convenient. And just like the idea that Princess Diana is no longer alive, that was also very convenient. I hate to think of why that's so convenient, but it does seem to help Charles. It does seem to make it seem as though he was being this doling dad to his two boys. Not to insinuate that anybody had that it was anything more than a tragic, mysterious accident that nobody believes was an accident. I'm just saying it was very convenient for certain people, such as Charles, Camilla, and probably everybody in the institution, except for her children. But it just seemed like, okay, so we don't have this distraction anymore. So maybe if nothing else, they were just relieved not to have to compete with her in the headlines. Whatever the case may be, for the lawyers that's listening, it just seems all too convenient. So now you have this situation where Charles has gone through the coronation. He has defied the odds. And trust me, this was not a certainty, but they have somehow used the press, the tabloid media, to try to make this seem normal and logical and sensible when everybody knows it's anything but that. This is like, I don't want to go as far as to say, let's see, what is it? Okay, I won't say that word, but this is like kind of like spitting in the face of the church that this was allowed to happen. The Archbishop of Canterbury should have never allowed this to happen. He should have never presided over that ceremony. They should have went and got some little, vicar from God knows where to do it, because I can't help but think that this tarnishes everyone who has come into contact with it. That's just how I feel. I don't know any other way to put it, because it's not right. It's the reason why. I mean, every time you listen to LBC, you'll get people that nobody says, oh yeah, they deserve this. She deserves this. He deserves to be with her. Nobody says that. At least I haven't heard it. The tabloid, journalists, the royal rodents, they say it all day. Theirs is a love story for the ages. I'm sorry. I'm just not buying it. It's yucky. It's not right. Okay, so William has decided to show his hand. Oh, man. It had to have been embarrassing for her. All right, so I just said that there are certain reporters, writers, journalists that want you to think that this is normal and sensible and makes sense, right? So Petronella, Wyatt, is it? Petronella Wyatt, that person that you see with Boris Johnson. As a matter of fact, she has a lot in common with Camilla, a lot. more so than I'm willing to say right now, but she seems to have a lot in common with Camilla. So I'm going to play a little gaslighting from her today.
Also worked closely with both.
Okay, no, that's not it. Here we go.
On that balcony. She was. Which we all remember the wedding of Diana and Prince of Wales, then Prince Charles. And who would have thought that moment would have seen that today?
I agree, but you know what? Much as I admire Diana, I think Camilla will be a better queen. I think she's much more grounded. Diana did have a bit of a sort of weakness for the spotlight, and of course, you really need to support your husband so much in this role. You can't be the star, and she couldn't help but be the star. And I think Camilla will be modest because Charles is a man who needs support.
Yes.
So she accuses Diana of wanting the spotlight. And then she also, it's the subtle digs against Diana. And she tried to put it as eloquently as possible. Petra, she is a nasty piece of work. She has said the worst things about Meghan over the years. And so I'm not surprised that she would be taking the low road with Diana. And this is what I'm saying. They do so much to try to drag Diana's memory into the gutter. And it bothers me so bad. But they keep doing it. They keep doing it. They have to do that so that they can lift up Camilla. Just like with Kate, you have to do everything you can to try to disparage Meghan just to make Kate look better. And this is the same thing. Like right here, Petronella Wyatt says, Meghan got everything she asked for. The moment she arrived in this country, now U.S. celeb friends will say English racists have driven her away. They forget that they are the real racists. We don't have the Ku Klux Klan over here, nor did we have segregation and lynching. This is what she said in reference to claims of racism to do with Meghan. And then right here, she goes, why don't Jewish people just go out and destroy every Mercedes-Benz they can find? Mercedes-Benz supported Hitler and the Holocaust. At least blacks were never exterminated in gas chambers. That's Petronella Wyatt. That's the person that you see right there. These are her tweets. Here's another one. The BBC Question Time was being racist, calling Fox a privileged white male. I think that's that guy, whatever his name is, Fox. It's Meghan's character we don't like, not her color. A lot of people I have spoken to didn't even know until last week she was colored, not black, not African American, not biracial, but colored. Who uses that? And that was back in 2020. She said that. That was back in 2020. And it just goes on. So that is Petronella. Is Harry and Meghan's choice of little bit a subtle insult or mean little jibe? Of course, meaning that they somehow attacking the Queen. She was one of the people that, chimed in on that. So that is Petronella. She does not disappoint when it comes to controversy. She does not disappoint. And yes, she was having a raging affair with Boris Johnson some time ago. Okay, Phyllis Johnson, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, now there is the longest face on a human torso that I've ever seen. that is Camilla Tominey. So Camilla Tominey, she decided that she would do her brand of gaslighting. And, you know, it's hard to tell when she's not gaslighting, when she's not making up stuff, as someone said in a video not so long ago. But yeah, she tends to just make up stuff. So staying in true character, making up stuff as per usual. Yeah, that's Camilla Tominey. Let me play this little soundbite for you. Okay, let me get this here.
Spares, because I know you also worked closely with both Prince Harry and the Duke of York. Let's deal with Harry first of all. I mean, do you think the firm, so to speak, managed that situation okay? I mean, obviously he was relegated to the third row. He was obscured by the Princess Royal's feathered hat. I mean, from a PR perspective, Elsa, how do you think that all played out?
Relegated to the third row, I think people might bite your right arm off to be in the third row at Westminster Abbey, to be watching a coronation of a king. I think it was wonderful that he came. I really do. I thought he looked relaxed when he walked into the Abbey. You know, he was smiling at people. He was chatting to his cousins. I thought it was lovely. And just there to show support to his father.
Not much support, though.
And
So, I mean,
stepmother.
he's there for a few minutes. He doesn't seem to speak to anyone.
2 hours. 2 hours is not a few minutes, Camilla.
I know, but he had no interaction at all with Prince William. He didn't seem to have much interaction at all with his father. You've got this juxtaposed situation of a brother on one hand pledging to be the liege man of life and limb and having a kiss on the cheek of the king, and then you have the other brother heading back to Heathrow as soon as the crown's been placed upon the royal head.
Well, he didn't have a part to play because he's not the heir apparent. And of course, it was Prince Archie's birthday yesterday, his 4th birthday. And, you know, to Prince Harry having to combine his official duty as the king's youngest son with his duty as a father. And we know, as working women, you know, it's a balancing act, isn't it?
Yes.
So he managed to, you know, well done him for doing both yesterday.
And how about the Duke of York? He's in his garter robes.
So there is Camilla Tominey doing the most by getting every dig in at Harry as possible. You notice how she talks so fast and she's so quick to try to find every negative aspect that she can highlight, even if she has to make up stuff. And this lady, I forget her name, she used to work with Harry and William on different occasions. She was not having it. The more Camilla Tominey tried to dig, the more she tried to step away from it. Because, you know, we all know what the game is. And Camilla Tominey has, you know, what she calls the game. And then there's everybody else in this world that is not a tabloid reporter. And so it amazes me that she almost lunges out of the chair to try to make sure that she can find something, anything as negative as possible to heap upon Harry and Meghan, even if she has to make stuff up. So thankful to the other lady who, you know, was not having it. She tried to sidestep it as much as possible and yet be civil on television. And the thing is, Camilla Tominey, she has made her living chasing after the Sussexes, the same group of people that are trying to make public Harry's immigration status. She's actually spoken to that group, the Heritage Foundation. If she's not a member of it, I don't know if she's a member or not, but those are the people that she hang out with, is the ultra right-wing media type, those think tanks and such. So that is her job. I mean, that through and through, this is the person who said that she's been around Kensington Palace and she didn't see any racism. That's usually what people say when there's racism going on is they become big deniers and they say they don't see it or didn't see it. Of course you didn't see anything. Why would you come out and say, well, I did see that one? No, you're not going to do that. That's not where your money is. Your money is doing exactly what you're doing right there. So, oh well, that is the struggle, you guys. That is the struggle. So right here, that's a whole load of rich white people who have no proper jobs in a lots of fancy dress and with a S-load of medals, mostly not earned in active combat. So this Chris Daw, I don't know who he is. Now, most times I try to cover people's names up because I don't want people flooding their Twitter account. Well, it's too late. They've already found him, and they have been all inside of his Twitter account. So I decided I'll just leave it. But yeah, and of course, the Derangers will be there to attack him. And then, of course, there will be the squatties in the Amen section. So there you go. And then public support for the monarchy is lowest among young Brits. I just added that in there because as I show you this image, this is Charles' official portrait from the coronation. As you can see, there is no limit to how much they will airbrush these photos. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. After all, this is, going to be part of the permanent record. You want him to look his best. So, all right, that's fine. And then, of course, here is the Queen Consort. And there's her individual photo. Again, lots of airbrushing. I mean to tell you, it looks like they must have put some Vaseline on the lens to get those images. But be that as it may, these are the official portraits that have come from Buckingham Palace. Now, take a look at this one. Now, this is the group photo. There you can see the Duke of Kent, the Queen's first cousin, on the left side. And that's the Duke of Kent. And that is Princess Alexandra, I think. I think so. And then, of course, is that the Duke of York? And then there's, what's her name? Anne and her old man. And then, of course, the King and Queen Consort. There's William, Kate, and there's Sophie Wessex. Now, I don't know who that is in between Sophie and Uncle Pennywise, but take a look at this. Whoever it is, they are literally holding this woman up. I don't know if they had cocktails. I don't know if perhaps she's not well or what, but they are literally holding her up. Like they had to go and find her at a local pub. Like it was photo time. And when people looked around, they couldn't find her. Like they had to go down to the local pub to retrieve her. I don't know why, but that seems to be the awkward situation. What a perfect representation of a modernized monarchy. Yes, it is when you have to literally hold someone up. Oh, my. Well, okay. And so, as I said, I wanted to do a little contrast. So that was Charles, 74 years old, and doesn't look very well. And then there's the 80-year-old Joseph Biden. Let's see, Generation Z prevented the red wave last year. In 2024, we will launch a massive blue wave. So here's the contrast. You have Joe Biden, 80 years old, and young people love him. It was the Gen Zs that actually voted for him. I mean, they really came out. The only other people that outvoted the young people, of course, African-American women. No Democrat can win without that 95% voting block of African American women. So there is your contrast. You have someone who was duly elected and favored by the majority of voters by what, some 8 million votes. And then you have someone who literally was just an accident of birth. And even though, to be fair to him, he has helped a lot of people with his Prince's Trust, people find the institution outdated and inadequate. And the young people would like to have an elected head of state compared to, Joe Biden, who is a duly elected head of state. So there is your contrast between the two. Now, right here is Emily Andrews at it again. So Emily Andrews tweets, and of course, I too always wear Princess Diana's gold Cartier tank watch worth around 40,000 pounds when I go hiking. Always get the gems out with the hiking boots. That's what she tweeted about Meghan. So Kate Elizabeth decided to remind her. She said, Emily, remember me, May 2018, leave Meghan alone and focus on other royal women's expensive outfits. Well, she tweeted today, Emily, I am sure you are an anti-bullying feminist. Why not discuss the lack of diversity on the King's balcony or the cost of the coronation? Check. I love that. You see, when you come for people, there is like a trail of tweets and other social media posts that people are going to turn to remind you of where you pretend to stand or what you've said in the past. And that does not exclude Emily Andrews at all. As a matter of fact, she is constantly contradicting herself or, lying about something or making up something. She does that constantly. I think a lot of the royal reporters have that in common. And then, of course, when you catch her out, then she goes silent. She'll never admit that she's wrong or that she made a mistake or worse. So, but yes, Meghan was wearing a tank watch. I saw the photos. Like I said, I'm not going to share them here because they seem rather intrusive. But I saw the photos and it just seems to me, and let me see. I don't know. Meghan already had a tank watch, right? And from the photos, I can't really tell whether it's gold or silver. The one that she has, that she bought for herself, I think it was stainless steel, the stainless steel model. And I believe the one that Harry inherited and gifted to his wife was made of gold. So I don't know one from the other. It's kind of hard to tell in the photos, but either way, Meghan is rich and she is able to do that. She's able to do that. As a matter of fact, why don't we take a look here? Meghan walks while wearing Princess Diana's Cartier watch. Meanwhile, Kate wears Princess Diana's cursed ring and her Cartier watch to rock climb. So yeah, she's wearing Princess Diana's ring and she's wearing a tank watch. You're not doing Kate Middleton any favors because the Sussex squad has receipts and all y'all look unhinged. Hello. The Sussex squad always has receipts. So there you go. But like they say, you're not doing her any favor. Every time they do this, it really makes her look bad. These comparisons, they don't serve anyone. All right. So, and then there's another little check. Somebody else had to get checked. So this person right here says, No other country can do this, right? Only for someone else to retort, hold our baguettes. You know how they always say, hold my beer? And of course, they posted this photo of the, what is it? I think it's the French Independence Day parade. So yeah, this whole idea that no other country does this, and that whole idea that everything is so exceptional. Well, if you just look across the English Channel, you'll find that they do this every year in Paris. I think every year when they have the big parade, they do the exact same thing. So, what is your point? Oh well. And then right here, the arrival of the Queen and the Queen. This person wanted to show the contrast between the very graceful and elegant entrance of Queen Elizabeth II for her coronation, in comparison to that old broad stumbling and stomping her way. In comparison to that old broad walking like she's in some kind of military formation to get inside of Westminster Abbey. There is a contrast, isn't it? I mean, the Queen just kind of, she had a little glide and she processed. Whereas when, Camilla was making her way in, her dress was almost up to her knees. The lady in waiting had to run behind her to try to catch up to her. Oh, it was a mess. It was a big mess, a big sloppy mess. So, yes, there is a contrast between the Queen and a Queen. Camilla will never be the Queen. She's trying hard. But even if the tabloid media keeps saying it over and over again, for what it's worth, however anybody feels about Elizabeth II, she has been known around the world as the Queen for quite some time. But Camilla, not so much. So, nice try, though. Yeah, not only had she exposed her ankles, this is not the shot of her stomping. This is after they caught up to her. Hey, Church Nelly. I'm glad you're feeling better, and I hope you a speedy recovery. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so let me get back over here. You guys, I'm almost done, actually. I love this image of Harry. I don't know how I missed this one. I think I saw like one that was very cropped and close up. But there's Harry in his Dior suit. He did not disappoint at the coronation. And it's just amazing how, uniform or not, the way he carries himself is like that of the true king. He is a king. Now, I am going to close out with a little pettiness here. Not really petty, but just some nonsense. But yeah, I thought it was very interesting. You have the Netherlands, you have Jordan, Spain, Monaco. I thought you guys might enjoy seeing some of the fashions from the royal households, what's left of them. And of course, there's Sweden, Norway, Denmark. Isn't that something? All of these guys are older than William. All of them are older than William. And of course, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Liechtenstein. And we'll continue with Bhutan, Tonga, and my favorite is Thailand. Thailand slayed. Do you hear me? she slayed. Look at that outfit. The purse, the shoes, she slayed. That is my favorite. And Malaysia, Japan, Greece. And that's it, you guys. I am done. I am done. That is it for today. Can you believe it? So anyway, thank you so much to the moderators. Thank you all for your very generous contributions. Also, thank you for what else? Oh, for your comments and everything, your likes, your shares. Please don't forget to subscribe. We are just, let me see. How much further do we have to go to get to, let me see. Well, it's less than 300. I mean, we're almost up to 33,000 subscribers, 33,000. So please do subscribe. If you are watching on television and you have not subscribed because you're always on television, please go now and find the link on your tablet or whatever phone device and subscribe to Royal Sussex. It helps out the channel so much. So please do that. Just 285 subscribers away from 33,000. We can do this together, right? Audrey Teschner says, just want to share, my son's graduation is the 23rd of May. God has really blessed myself. Thank you. Thanks for all the prayers and goodwill. Audrey Teschner, congratulations for you and your family. That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And I don't want you to. I don't want any pictures of anybody's kids, but gosh, we would love to see it. But I'm not going to be that nosy. But yeah, I mean, we're like your family here, so we're very happy for you. Thank you so much for that, and thank you for the super chat. So, any other final thoughts before we go? Okay, I'm looking at. Oh, right, I got one new subscriber. Anybody else? Anybody else been watching every day and never subscribed? How about you, hate listeners? Now, hate listeners, come on. Even if you don't like me, you don't like the Sussexes, you have enjoyed the content, go ahead and subscribe. Do a thumbs down and subscribe. Do a protest subscription, right? Leave a nasty, cruel, and mean comment in the comment section, and then, go ahead and subscribe, okay? It's the right thing to do. Okay, let me see. Oh, essay. I just started using my computer. Very cool. Very cool. I'm going to work on another edited video for later. I got a bunch of work to do. I got to go through all of my photos and receipts, and I need to do some massive labeling. That takes hours, but I need to do that. So when I need something, I can just go and find it. Very important. All right, you guys have a good day. Thank you, Dorcas Baker. I am going to do a Ginger Avenger so we can get out of here. Told you guys about an hour. Let's see. And as always, we have to acknowledge our queens, our queen of hearts and our queen of everything. There we go. There we go. All right. So, and with that, let me see. It's raining. It's raining. It's so dark outside. Let me see. Right? Let me see here. All right. Well, I think we're good. So our last word for the day will be, thank you, Connie Palmer, for being here. All right, there we go. Congratulations, Audrey. That's our last word of the day. Congratulations, Audrey Tessner. And thank you so much. Much love to you and your beautiful family. All right. So we are good. So with that, I am going to cue the Ginger Avenger, and I will see you all tomorrow. I just posted the link for the Ghostwriter notes from Prince Harry's Ghostwriter. I just posted the link, so if you guys would like to go over and watch that, or well, listen to it, or you can read it, there is the link right there on the screen. It is awesome, and if nothing else, you could always go to the community tab if you want to enjoy it later. And you can access it like that. So it's you'll enjoy it, I promise. And other than that, I think I wanted to take a look at the Kaboom. There we go, the Kaboom. 69,372. I don't know why it's so hard to get to 70,000. It has been crawling since last night, but we're going to get there. So 69,372 dollars that have been donated to Kaboom, and some 1,596 people have dug deep into their pockets to do that. So there you go. Let me see here. Oh, what happened? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was looking at something that just popped up. All right. So we're good? We're good. We'll see you guys. Let me see here. That's right. Meghan's actions always has meaning. She is telling the haters to take a hike and leave her the heck alone. Very true. All right. So there's the link at the top of the chat. Otherwise, or did I put it at the top? I don't think so. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow. Love you. Goodbye now. Bye for now. Bye from Ivy. Bye. Hello, Ivy here.